Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What is going on, listeners? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, your podcast stop for WWE and AEW recaps, reviews, and predictions, and any other wrestling content that we come up with. We have 2K19 tournaments where Vince put us all in tag team matches and title matches, and there's low blows. And we produce any content we can think of producing. You can find us on Discord. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us anywhere that you can find podcasts. And we got to shout out our new homies over at WrestlingNewsWorld.com, showing us some love, featuring us on their website. Go check them out. They have like all the wrestling news you could ask for besides us. You know, check out our predictions and then go see them and their articles and their reviews and their breaking news. And it's amazing content. The crew over there is amazing. Go check them out. Tell them Smacked Raw Pod sent you. I am Rob Rude. You can find me on Twitter at 2 words can't see me, the letter C. And this is my homie Kevin. You can find him at Kevin Crazy 316. That's who we are. Now you know who we are. And we are here to cover AEW Dynamite tonight. We had a pretty juicy Dynamite tonight.
Yes. I loved it. I thought the show was really, really good. You know, and especially like after last week, after following that bananas, main event, like this show delivered for me. I thought it was great,
Valid. We had a lot of additions to Double or Nothing tonight. I didn't even get them all done.
Yes.
So if I happen to miss one, maybe you can bring it up. Or I only got like 2 or 3 additions, and there were like 6 additions. Between Double or Nothing and next week. So listeners, if I missed some, I apologize. We'll have them covered next week. We started the show with Lance Archer coming out, whooping somebody's ass from the back. Some random guy from the crew. We never found out who he was. Random worker from the back, and then Jake the Snake following behind him, looking all Jake the Snake-ish. Jake the Snake takes the microphone and says that he was asked to apologize for last week's antics on Brandy. And his response was, as soon as Brandy kisses his ass, he will apologize.
I know.
I'm like,
that.
They're taking this thing. It's nuts. It's great. I absolutely love it. They went borderline with it. Maybe not as bad as last week, but they're taking it borderline, and I'm all about it. I am all on board with it. Jake the Snake talking about how him and Lance are writing the books. They are the authors. They are writing the chapters. Nobody else is in charge, just them. And then Jake uses an excellent way to catch some heat and says women are great at home, in the kitchen, cooking dinner, cleaning the house.
Christ.
Typical, this is what women should do, drawing more than Xbox heat, in my opinion. I thought it was great. I love the tactics they're using. It's adding so much to this Cody Archer match. Like, at first, I was like, okay, they're going for the TNT title. They both won their respective spots in the tournament, but now they've given me reason to be invested in this match.
Oh yeah, like that opening segment. I've not. Jesus Christ, gimme. I can't wait.
One thing I didn't like about the opening segment though was like you clearly heard Cody's F-150 revving, and Jake just ignored it. Like, come on, like it went on a little bit too long. Jake's like just kind of looking around, and he's like, "What the hell is that?" It revved for like a good 45 seconds, bro. Like, I don't like to nitpick, but I caught that one. But anyway,
a little awkward. I agree.
Yep. I thought it was motorcycles, honestly. I'm like, what is going on? But
I had
Cody's
no fucking idea.
His F-150 engine with his American Eagle ugly tattoo neck thing on the hood of the F-150, revving the engine. He floors it, and he takes out a little mini garbage can barricade they had. and starts thunking on Lance Archer. And they fight outside of the ring. And it's your basic, we hate each other brawl. Cody got leg sweeped on the apron, and he hit his head pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. And then Cody chokes Archer with his own braid, and Archer ends up retreating. And that was your opening segment. They added so much to this match. So much.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, I remember like as soon as this match that segment happened, I was like, "Yo, I am so stoked for that main event now." Like I was before, you know, and I mean, it was kind of like with the tournament, the way that it was set up, it was like, okay, well, we know who's going to be in the finals, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't matter. It was like, hell yeah, you know, and it's just been awesome.
So after Cody and Lance do their thing, we get an AEW tag team roster promo, and it made me realize how much we're missing right now.
Right?
The Butcher and Blade aren't around, and before it happened later on, the Lucha Bros weren't around. The Matt and why am I trying to complete blank? The freaking
Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks are not around. Adam Page is not around. But after this awesome promo that does show who is around, our homies, the Best Friends, are hanging out with their homeboy Orange Cassidy taking on Jurassic Express. It mentions as the match starts that Best Friends have won have won 6 of their last 8 matches. Give them the straps. Give them the straps. That's all you. I mean, if Adam Page wants to stay home and do cowboy shit, that's well and good. But give us the belt back and put it on Trent and Chuck. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's they're getting the push. You know, they look like they deserve it. You know, I mean, it's hard to argue against it at this point. You know, so I mean, I've been about the Best Friends the last 8 or 9 weeks now, and I was just joking when I said give them the push and put them to the top. Like, but now they're there, which I admit it's because nobody else is around. And for obvious reasons, nobody else is around. But they're getting their push, and it makes me happy. I'll explain a little more why I'm happy after we cover this match a little bit. Chuck E. Cheese and George of the Jungle Boy start out going back and forth, holds and spinny doos. Soros and Trent end up face-to-face after a double tag, and they show off each other's strength. Orange Cassidy outside of the ring, being Orange Cassidy, doing what he does amazing in his sweet freaking cloth mask that he was wearing. Jurassic Express gained some momentum, and Trent and Chuck double team Luchasaurus outside. Trent hits an absolute monster of a swinging DDT on Luchasaurus. I thought that was absolutely amazing. And then out comes Rey Fenix. Half of your
my God.
My man leveled Orange Cassidy. Like, I was mad.
I literally shouted, "What the fuck!" at the top of my lungs on that. It looked like a goddamn like Liu Kang Mortal Kombat kick or some shit. It was nasty.
Freaking,
you know. Yeah. Holy crap! Like I was like, dude just killed Orange Cassidy. He's dead. He's dead. You know?
I was so mad at him. And then out pops MJF and also starts jumping on Orange Cassidy. I was mad until Chuck Taylor in the middle of the ring hits a spinning pile driver, and the Best Friends have now won 7 out of their last 9 matches. Right. And then Wardlow comes out and he throws freaking Marco Stunt into the barricade like a freaking rag doll. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So later on it was announced, I don't know, they didn't say it was because of this match, but they announced that the Best Friends are facing Private Party at the buy-in at Double or Nothing for a #1 contenders title shot.
Hell yeah.
My dream is happening. Like,
I know.
If anybody looks at it logically, which I usually don't, Best Friends are getting a push right now. Private Party hasn't been around. They were handpicked just to be their opponents. Just you guys are going to go out there so the Best Friends can win their #1 contender spot.
Yeah, that's the way that I look at it. And it's not even like I think that Private Party's going to get like buried in that match or anything because they're really good, you know. I think that they'll be, you know, potentially championship material at some time.
Right.
But like,
right.
yeah, I mean,
right now you're not around. You're not hanging out.
Yeah.
The best friends are. Just saying. I mean, they might be punishing Adam Page. You're doing too much cowboy shit and not enough wrestle shit. So I'm just saying. But we could very well be wrong. They could be like, psych, Private Party is now your number one contenders out of nowhere. You never know. It could happen.
Yeah. AEW does shit like that once in a while. So, you know.
But when they do it right. So, I mean, unlike WWE, who they forget shit from last week and throw your curveballs this week. Jon Moxley shows up. He's looking all super pissed off because if you remember, Brody Lee stole his title last week, and Brody Lee still has his title from last week. They attempted an interview. Mox just blows right by the reporter. And then that was it. So you knew Mox was going to show up later on. He just blew in mad.
Yep.
I did think of Sebastian, though, because, like, what was Mox doing this entire time? You come in so mad, but then you're just not around. You just sit in the locker room just mad, just staring at the wall. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Penelope Ford.
He was counting to 10.
Right. Only like 30 times waiting on.
Waiting
on Penelope Ford, Chris Statlander, Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida. Fatal 4-way.
Yes.
Amazing. I was so ready for this. I was so ready.
Yeah.
They mentioned during the match that Penelope Ford is unranked. This is only like the second time I've personally seen Penelope Ford wrestle. I didn't even know she was a wrestler. Like until like last week or a couple weeks ago. Honestly, I thought she was freaking why am I drawing another blank? Who's her boyfriend?
Kip Sabian.
Yes, Kip Sabian.
Yeah, like just like the manager.
Yeah.
Valet, whatever.
That was it. So Penelope Ford's mentioned she's unranked. Everybody else, they didn't mention any of their ranks, but everybody else is ranked. I think Statlander was number 2. I think they mentioned.
Yeah, and Sheeta was number 1, and I think.
All right, back from technical difficulties. Sorry for the cut video right there. Kevin's internet cut out. We are in the golden age of technology, but sometimes it shits its pants, and it happens. Before we cut, we were talking about our fatal 4-way match between these 4 amazing women in the ring, and talking about rankings. And how we ended up, I don't know where Britt Baker is ranked. The other 3, we figured it out, but Britt Baker, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So this was actually a good match. There was a couple good spots. Penelope Ford hits a springboard cutter off of the ropes. Penelope Ford also hit a missile drop kick on Sheeta, and I thought she was going to catch a 3 count, which she didn't, which I'm glad she didn't, because before our video glitch, we were talking about how Penelope is unranked. And I thought, no, do not make her beat 3 women at one time that are ranked. And then Kip Sabian ends up on the apron, and Penelope Ford ends up kissing him, and Sheeta almost got a roll-up win. And then Ford hits a sick, they called it a poison Rana. It was a backwards Huracan Rana. That was pretty sick. Britt Baker ends up on the outside of the ring with, she found a glove, and they mentioned, where did she find the glove? Nobody knows where she had the glove stashed. With her fingers down Chris Statlander's throat like a mandible claw, because if you guys remember, I think it was last week, that Chris Statlander broke Britt Baker's nose, which I don't think was supposed to happen, but it did happen. So Britt got her revenge and was shoving a mandible claw down her throat because she's a doctor, she's a dentist, and she has to do things with teeth. While she's out there worried about Chris Statlander, she done lost the match to Hikaru Shida. And it ends up, because Shida was number 1, they announced that we get Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose for the ugly-ass women's AEW title at Double or Nothing. And it's actually, they announced later on that it is a no DQ, no count-out match. Why are they going to call it a no DQ, no count-out match? If you get counted out, you're disqualified, but you can't get DQ'd. So I
it doesn't make any sense. I know. It's
like AEW doesn't do that too often, but I'm like, okay, it's no DQ and it's no count-out, so you got to plug them both in there. Try to make yourself sound cooler, I guess. I don't know. But
whatever. I'm still into the match.
I'm definitely down for it. Speaking of title shots involving wrestling titles, we got to plug our sponsor here, Belts by Dan. Oh, I had it on the screen and it went away. Okay. Belts by Dan is a custom championship belt manufacturing, repair, restoration, and resale company started by the owner of BeltTalk.com. BeltTalk.com is actually a forum, and you go there, you create an account, and in order to post anywhere else, you have to make an intro. This is me post. And I personally like that better on forums. That's just me because I like to know who I'm talking to.
Absolutely.
Belts by Dan offers fully custom championship title belts identical to the quality of those used on television by major boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling companies. They also offer accessories for owners of existing belts, as well as resale of already completed belts targeted at the high-end collector. Meaning they have high-end belts. If you got the money and you collect high-end belts, they are the place to go. If you have a belt with a broken buckle or strap or anything, go to them. They have parts to replace them. If you do go visit Belts by Dan, tell them Smacked Raw Podcast sent you, and we would greatly appreciate that. Shout to them. Go check out the website.
Really good work, too.
Following our Fatal 4-Way, we had a Pineapple Pete promo in his Pineapple Pete Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, my God.
That, honestly, we said this last week. I don't know Pineapple Pete's actual name. I do now. This time it's going to be implanted in my brain.
Right.
He said he has grinded for 16 years in the Indies as Shug D, but now Chris Jericho has dubbed him Pineapple Pete for obvious reasons, and he's rolling with it, and life has gotten better, and now he's getting his shot against Chris Jericho. And the camera zooms out, and he's looking all sexy, holding his freaking pineapple drink, and he's just enjoying life with his new name. I was so ready for this match after this. So ready. So ready. Later on, we'll say how that went, but, you know, for now, I was excited.
No, good for that dude, honestly. Like, you know, he's embracing an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, and it's, like, it's perfect for, like, right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good feel-good story, and I'm all about it. Like, you know, good for Shug D or Pineapple Pete or whatever the hell you want to call him, you know? Like,
I don't know no Shug D around here. I know you as Pineapple Pete. It took me 3 weeks to remember that.
Right.
So following this awesome promo, we had Santana and Ortiz versus Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy has become Omega's new tag team partner since, you know, we've said it many times, Adam Page is busy doing cowboy shit. He don't want to wrestle. He wants to ride his horse and smoke Marlboro Reds. Santana and Ortiz jump Kenny Omega before the bell rings, before Matt Hardy can even come out. Broken Matt Hardy shows up with the most WTF look on his face that I have ever seen.
I know. Awesome.
He had that y'all done messed up now Aaron look.
Yes. Oh my God, 100%. Like, it was like, you know, when you're a kid and your dad comes home from work, you know, and you like disrespected your mom or some shit, and you're like, oh, yeah, and you're like, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh no. So Omega comes out of the gate electric. Other than that, in my opinion, this was a slow match, and it was basic at best. There was some good points, but this match was Omega and Matt Hardy are a filler, and I'm not criticizing that for what's going on, but that's, I don't know if I'm about it or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Matt Hardy got a hot tag off of Santana, and it was like a double, or no, he got a hot tag and went off on Santana as Santana was tagged into the ring at the same time. It wasn't very hot. Like, I mean, you don't need a crowd to make your tag hot, and it was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hardy hit a mean twist of fate. I don't know who was in the ring, but he hit a mean twist of fate. And it would have been a 3 count, but it got broke up. And then the highlight of the match, which wasn't the match itself, but here comes Sammy Guevara showing up with a neck brace, because if you remember, he got hit by the golf cart last week. coming out with a chair and a crutch and looking all, broken. And Hardy bops him with a twist of fate on the ramp.
Oh my God. I was like, no, you didn't, Matt Hardy. Holy shit. That was savage. Just savage.
It was good times. I'm all about the inner circle, but I'm also all about comedy and people getting bops when they're supposed to get bopped. Ortiz is on the top rope, sitting on his butt. He takes a V-trigger. Then he's flipped off the rope for a 3 count. That was a nasty V-trigger, by the way. Yes, that thunk throughout the stadium. It echoed.
Yeah. One of the best V-triggers I've ever seen, man. Yes. It was so good.
And I like the fact we only got one, unless it was one I didn't notice. But lately it's been V-trigger, V-trigger, V-trigger. I know. One. It's cool and all, but I only want to see one, maybe 2. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Like, I feel like it's, like, it takes the oomph out. Obviously, they kind of nerf it when they do that many of them.
Right. Then,
But yeah, this one felt special. It was awesome.
Yes, it thunk throughout the stadium.
Yeah.
So Omega and Matt Hardy get the win, and there was really no story progression in this match. It's just filler because, again, Adam Page is smoking Marlboro Reds and drinking beer in his basement. Hopefully he's really shining and taking care of that tag team title that, Trent's about to be wearing here in a few weeks.
Oh. Oh, no.
I got pulled away. We had a Darby Allin interview. I didn't hear it. Was this interview any good? Was it anything worth?
I must have completely missed it too because I didn't even realize that it happened. I got to be perfect. I think I was up getting chips. If you want to know the God's honest truth, I had no idea that Darby Allin was even on TV tonight.
Yeah, it had to have been quick because I didn't leave the TV very long. My little dude, I put my Xbox 360 in my son's room and he had a Minecraft question, so I was all about teaching him Minecraft. So Darby Allin had an interview. It wasn't very long, so obviously it was probably just filler saying I'm coming after whoever he is coming after right now.
Yeah.
Then we had a Sheeta interview, and she's basically saying at Double or Nothing she's coming for Nyla. And then Nyla shows up and pops her in the head and says, I found your Kindle stick. The only thing I got... Oh, yeah, that's right. She did say bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the fact that Nyla's using that word, and she's being the beast that she is, and she's embracing it, and she's swearing.
Oh, I felt that. I felt that. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna tear each other apart, man. Like, it's personal now after that shit.
The only problem is she's wearing that ugly ass title around her neck like it's a chain. Your belt is ugly. Don't do it.
The belt is bad. The belt. Really I agree, man. It's bad.
It's absolutely terrible. It is what it is, but it looks like an egg. Come on, man. Come on.
I know. Oh, just, not about it. Not about it.
Because of this kendo stick bashing, this is what turned it into a no DQ match, which this match should be great. I think Nyla's going to walk with the title. It's still too early for her to lose it, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I agree, and it sucks. Man, because I love Sheeta. Like, she's one of my, favorite, wrestlers right now, regardless of, WWE, AEW, man, woman, whatever. She's just, she's so crisp in the ring. She's just so good, and I think she totally deserves the title. But, yeah, I just think it's not time yet to take it off of Nyla Rose. Right. So, I'm a little disappointed about that. But, maybe, I don't know. The thing is that you could totally continue that feud past Double or Nothing too. So who knows, which would be cool. Because I think a match like this, no DQ stuff, favors Nyla Rose too.
For sure, she's a big beastie bitch. And, she's not really that big and beastie. She's good, but she's not I'm gonna whoop your ass beastie.
Exactly. So who knows? Maybe Nyla will get this one, but they'll have a legit match next time, and Sheeta will get that one. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, AEW likes to flip their numbers. 1 week Jericho's the #1 contender. The following week it's Cody. So I don't know. I personally like that, but we'll see. They definitely have something. They have a lot of women to work with. That's for sure. Sheeta will have it eventually. If she doesn't, then she needs to. It because she definitely deserves it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, their women's division has improved a lot over the last few months, man. I'm actually digging it, but it was definitely like the weakest part of their show for a while there. But it's not anymore. Like,
right.
So, I mean, like, Sheeta, Statlander's awesome. I mean, even Britt Baker's better than she was.
Yes.
Nyla Rose is great. Penelope Ford really impressed me tonight, honestly. That was what I took away from that Fatal 4-Way match more than anything else, was that, like, I didn't think Penelope Ford was, like, that good in the ring,
Right. She's definitely moving up. Like I said, this is only like my second time seeing her, but she's definitely in there. She can definitely hang. But speaking of hanging and people who cannot hang, we had MJF's ring return against Lee Johnson. And what I took away from this intro was, I love the fact that AEW pays attention to records. They pay attention to counts or wins count, all that happy stuff. But Lee Johnson doesn't like that fact because they flash a big old banner in my face that says Lee Johnson is 0-5. I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. Are you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, he's a professional wrestler and he's getting paid, but man, like, you got your matches where, like, is this guy a jobber? But with AEW, it's like, look, yeah, this guy's a jobber. Yeah,
I felt bad for him too, because I was just like, that is brutal, just to like put it out there, like that. I mean, I know why they do it, because they do it for everybody. But Jesus Christ, man, like I was just like, I wouldn't want that shit out there like that if I were him. You
gotta be crying on the inside, like, man, come on, let me get it. So this wasn't a squash, but it was. Just as this match started, this is another announcement. We had Britt Baker against Chris Statlander at Double or Nothing. No stipulations, no titles on the line, but this match should be good because we have Britt trying to not rub her teeth down her throat, and Chris Statlander done broke her nose. So we're gonna see. And then right after this is they also announced that the Private Party is fighting the Best Friends. If the Best Friends lose, we riot.
Yes,
MJF 100%. Power bombs Lee Johnson onto the apron, and like, how is his back not broke? Like, oh my god! And then, as I'm saying that they flashed the fact that Lee Johnson is a straight up jobber in my face, they start talking about how MJF has only one loss on his AEW career, and it's not even, he didn't get pinned. It was in a 4-way. So he lost because he wasn't part of the result. Other than that, he hasn't been tapped out. He hasn't been pinned. That's nuts.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nuts. He's not that good. Like, tone him down a little bit. Like, let him catch a pin. Because next thing you know, he's going to be going for the title. I mean, he has to at that point, right? I mean,
I was thinking the same thing today when they were saying all that. I was like, Jesus. Is he next in line for the title after
Brody?
Brody Lee? Like, is that who's going for it next? Because like it seems like that's exactly who's going to be going for it. Based on the win-loss record and the way they've been being booked. You know what I mean? Like, who else?
Valid. I don't know. Maybe they won't put him in the title picture because I don't see him in the title picture. I don't see him as a champion.
I don't either. I mean, for me, it's like I just don't know that he's quite like ready for it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he will be eventually, like in his career or whatever. Like I could see him as like the mid card guy. But I don't know that I see him as the the heavyweight champion quite yet.
Well, we'll see down the road. We'll see what happens. See if he catches a pin.
Yeah.
Because next week, he will not be catching a pin. He will not be catching a submission. Because he mentioned that Marco Stunt had an open match contract that nobody has signed. Nobody signed it because they don't want to get in trouble for hurting a little kid. Like, but here you are, MJF being the douchebag heel that he is. He signed the contract. So next week, we get MJF against Marco Stunt. Marco, run. I don't like you. So two good things happen. One, you get off my TV, and two, you don't die. I mean,
well, I kind of like it because like this builds some heat between MJF and Jungle Boy. You know, like I get what you're saying. I am not discounting that at all because like
that's just me being my comical heel that I am. Go ahead,
yeah.
Make it logical and for people to understand. Those who don't know me.
Right. You know, because like I mean, I kind of share the same opinion on Marco's stunt, man. It's like, bro, it's too much. It's just too much. Like, but, you know, like I said, I feel like Jungle Boy is going to have to get involved in this match in some way. You know, who knows? You know, maybe MJF will just take him out on the outside of the ring, or like Wardlow and him will get into a fucking, you know, fight or something. But like, that's the only way this match really works for me. You know, like for real.
Right. We shall see what happens. It's in the books.
Yeah.
And I do got a plug to end this segment that MJF has a super sweet AEW ring that looks better than a Tom Brady Super Bowl ring. That boy was
absolutely.
That boy was
nah.
Moving on. Our homeboy Pineapple Shug D against Shug D was announced as Shug D, a.k.a. Pineapple Pete. Nope, he's Pineapple
yes.
Pete. There is no a.k.a. There is no Shug D. Bro, nobody's, like, people will be like, Shug D, they're going to be like, who? But if you say Pineapple Pete, people are going to be like, oh, that's that guy that fought Jericho. Just saying.
No, you're totally right.
Jericho walks out with a custom Inner Circle baseball bat. Was that the first time we seen this, or did I just miss it last week? Is this the first time
I thought that he had it last week during the match that he had. I think he brought it out. I don't know if it ever got used in the match. And maybe it wasn't a custom Inner Circle match or bat, excuse me.
Maybe it was just a regular bat, but this week it's custom, maybe?
He had a baseball bat last week. That's all I'm saying. So like I don't remember like if it was the same bat or anything. So yeah, maybe it's just a new thing for him. He's carrying fucking baseball bats around, and it's Chris Jericho, so he can get away with it. You know,
that bat does play a role later on. But first the bell rings, and Chris Jericho's wearing a Pineapple Pete T-shirt, which I'm sure you expect it to be on AEW shop.com right now. Pineapple Pete comes out and goes ham. He goes nuts on Chris Jericho,
right?
But then this is, you know, we had a 0-5 Chris Lee or whatever the hell his name was, Lee Johnson. That was less of a squash than Pineapple Pete in 15 seconds taking a Judas effect and getting pinned.
You know what though? Like, that was the only offensive move that Chris Jericho got off in the whole match.
Yes.
And like, I feel like Chris Jericho put Pineapple Pete over as much as he could without looking like an asshole.
Yes.
And, you know, so, like, it was helpful for both of them. And you knew it was going to be something like that.
Right.
You know, like, so I thought it was cool of Chris Jericho to go out and, like, essentially get his ass kicked for 10 seconds. And then, you know, so...
Yes, sir. So, I mean, I think Pineapple Pete will still be a thing.
Yeah,
like you said,
definitely.
He put him over as much as he could. He'll definitely still be a thing. He better stick with Pineapple Pete, though. None of that Shug D. Nobody knows who Shug D is. You can do that in the indies, but on my TV, you are Pineapple Pete. After said match, it was just an opening for Chris Jericho to get on the mic and give us some excellent story progression.
Yes.
Jericho mentions, is there still an elite? Which I've asked myself this a couple times. Obviously there is.
Yes.
Obvious reasons going on in the world, they're not around. But kayfabe wise, where the hell are you? Why is there no elite anymore? Where the hell is everybody? He's talking about no one around. The Inner Circle is around. You know, he wants to face the elite. They were supposed to have that blood and guts match, but I think that's completely scrapped. I don't think they're even going to bring that up again. Because if they were to bring it up, it would have been tonight, but they didn't bring up blood and guts. Jericho offered the first ever Stadium Stampede match. Dumb name. They probably could have came up with something better, but it is what it is. It's not absolutely terrible. It's just like we had last week. He said the parking lot brawl, or whatever the hell they called it, only in an empty football stadium. Which, if you remember, if anybody listened last week, I said, why didn't they end up in the stadium at the 50-yard line going off?
Yeah,
They put it in their back pocket and saved it.
Yeah, because I immediately thought of that too. I was like, hell yeah, that's going to be awesome because they're going to do exactly what fucking Rob said. Like, that was exactly what I thought when they announced that shit.
It's good time. It's good time. So I think it's going to be amazing. And they better use the whole stadium. Just like, what was it, Halftime Heat, The Rock and Mankind ages ago when Sunday Night Heat was a thing and they fought in the empty arena. So this should be good. It's set for Double or Nothing. They didn't say who's going to be in it though.
Right.
That's still to be determined. You know, Jericho's going to be part of it. And
well, yeah, I would assume that like all of the inner circle, you know, and then I would say you'd have to think that, well, no, Cody can't be in it because he's got the match with Lance Archer, obviously.
Although Omega and Paige don't have anything. Young Bucks don't have anything.
Yeah, and then Matt Hardy said that he would, you know, I bet he would be a stand-in for Cody because he was going to do it before.
Right.
When the Blood and Guts was still going to be a thing. So that would make sense. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe Adam Page and the Young Bucks are going to make their return then. Who knows? That would make a lot of sense, you know?
You know, they better enjoy their last pay-per-view holding their titles if they do because, you know, Trent and Chuck are coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
So up comes Vanguard 1. Flies in, and it's got a little mini itty-bitty inner circle shirt that Vanguard 1 stole from Chris Jericho last time Vanguard 1 was around. And I don't know why it was small. I didn't catch if it was an inside joke or if they just dried it, and you're not supposed to dry a cotton. So Jericho looks into Vanguard 1's face, and Vanguard 1 basically says, we accept. Boom, the match is set. And then Jericho introduces his new baseball bat named Floyd and absolutely destroys Vanguard 1.
Oh my God.
So, since Vanguard 1 belonged to Matt Hardy, out comes Matt Hardy. The inner circle scatters. Matt Hardy looks sad that his toy is broken, and we have a match set, and we have no more Vanguard 1.
I've never seen a grown man look so dejected in my whole life, I don't think. Then Matt Hardy looked over that freaking drone. Like, he was legitimately sad. It was crazy. I was like, damn, man.
Yes.
They they kicked his puppy, you know? It was like, Jesus.
Yep. There's actually a thumbnail floating around this, and probably going to end up being the thumbnail for this YouTube video of him sitting.
Oh, nice.
Sitting Indian style or with his legs on the ground. Like, with all the pieces in his hand looking all sad.
Yeah.
It could open up a Vanguard 2 where we have a happy Matt Hardy again. I'd be about a Vanguard 2. That's just me, though.
Yeah. Why not?
So this leads us into our main event. Chris Daniels with SCU against Brody Lee. They announced another one I missed earlier. Moxley is facing 10 next week on Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I hope Moxley beats the shit out of him. I don't like the Inner Circle. I just don't like, or not the Inner Circle, the Dark Order. I just don't like them. I don't like anything about them. I don't like the Minions. I don't like Brody Lee. I just don't like him. It's not for me. Brody shows up with Moxley's title because Moxley never got it back. They announced Brody as Brody Lee, and Brody, I didn't type out the ring announcer's name. Brody told the ring announcer to redo it, and it had flashbacks of Shane McMahon. You're doing it wrong. Self-proclaimed AEW champion Brody Lee. At this point, you know, it's only a matter of time before Mox shows up because it's been like 3.5 hours since he blew by that reporter trying to get an interview, and you know he had to show up eventually. You knew it was coming. Basic match, back and forth. 10 gets up on the apron, and SCU stops him. And then the ref goes outside of the ring, which I don't understand why. Them guys have nothing to do with the match, but you are out there trying to stop them from fighting.
Yeah, that was strange.
Chris gets a sick chair shot on Brody Lee. And then the minions fill the ring, and SCU jumps in the ring, and everybody starts fighting, but the contenders in the match didn't get touched. So there was no DQ. And then Brody hits an angel's wing, and Chris kicks out at 1. I thought that was great. I'm like, cool. I like the false 3s, but I also like the fact that your finisher's boo-boo and I kicked out at 1. Brody gets the win with 5 minutes left, and out comes Jon Moxley. Coming through the seats, Moxley destroys everything in his path. He hits 10. He hits every minion in his path. Brody Lee hides behind his minions. If you want to be the AEW champ, don't hide behind minions like you did. But you did because, you know, your faction is stupid. So you hid, and Moxley gets in the ring and says, you're going to pay for your decision with interest. I'm going to rip your head off. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. You screwed up. I'm going to start with 10 next week, and then I'm just going to beat the shit out of you at Double or Nothing. That was your AEW Dynamite.
Yo, and that was a fire promo that Moxley put out there, man.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I know how big Brody Lee is and shit, but I'd be scared, you know, because I'd be like, what am I going to do to, like, even intimidate this guy at this point? Like, we literally beat the shit out of him, and he was like, whatever, man, you know, basically, like, the week before, and now he's like, dude, I'm going to punish you, basically, for what you did. You know, like,
a spike
Jesus.
To the eye, and it was for real. It wasn't fake. It was for real. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I scared of you. He's going to get him. He's going to get him, and I'm going to love it. I can't get behind the Dark Order. I can't get behind it. I don't like the minions. I don't like, now the dude's name is 10, and I just, no. I
don't have a problem with the Dark Order, but, like, I like Jon Moxley more, and, I don't want to see him not be champion yet, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely not, it's not time for that. Especially because he was gone for a little bit, and now he just came back. So, and Brody's definitely not really the guy, but Brody is more of the guy than MJF. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think Mox is definitely going to take it. And Mox is Mox is going to beat the shit out of him. Like, he's got it coming, like you said, with interest. So all in all, a good show. They hyped up Double or Nothing.
That's the main takeaway for me was that, like, you know, going into this week, Double or Nothing, I thought was still kind of a question mark. I mean, we had a couple matches, but, like, the card really filled out today, and I'm ready for it. You know,
I don't really see room for any more. There's really nothing else to add. I mean, it's stacked.
No,
you got tag teams are in it. You got your Cody match. You got the world titles on the line. The women's title is on the line. There's no tag titles on the line yet, but for obvious reasons. Yeah. But they're probably gonna end up in the Stadium Stampede match. So I mean, it's stacked. There's really nothing else you can add. That's time.
Yeah, and you know the inaugural TNT champion too. That's like. Yeah, it's going to be a really good show, I think. I'm really excited. And oh my God, the main event, Cody and Lance Archer, that's going to be so sick. I'm so ready for that. I can't wait.
I
can't fucking wait.
We do our predictions. Right now, your prediction for Cody, Lance Archer, and you have to lock it right now.
Lance Archer.
All right, I'm going Cody. Let's roll. Let's do this. All right,
there you go.
That's our show, and you guys heard it. Our official pick for our Smacked Raw chat predictions. For those that don't know, in our Smacked Raw chat, we do predictions, and we actually keep score, and we punish whoever got the least amount of points. And at Money in the Bank, the MVP match did not count. It was a wash. Looking at you, Kyle. Looking at you. Thank you guys for listening. Again, catch us on Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube and all that happy stuff. Check us out on WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Let us know what we're doing good. Let us know what we're not doing good. Comment, sub, hit us up on Twitter. I love hearing from you guys. Kevin loves hearing from you guys. I love hearing, even if it's something you don't like at all. Tell us. Fix it. Thank you guys for listening. See you next week.
Bye.